yeah, yeah. Tonight's the night, I'm breaking free. No chains, no rules, just me. I've been walking in the shadows, waiting for my turn. Playing by the rules, but they got nothing left to burn. Fire's in my veins, now I'm done with standing still. Gonna climb this mountain, bend it to my will. They said stay in line, just do as you're told. I was never made for a life so cold. The rhythm of my heart beats loud and strong. This is my anthem, my victory song. I'm ruling my own world, lighting up the sky, turning all the doubts into sparks that fly. I'm running with the thunder, I'll never back down. Crown on my head, I'm owning this town. I'm ruling my own world.
What's up, everybody?
Driving this historic storm so loud. The streets are paved with echoes of the dreams they left behind.
What's up, Mr. Cheese? What's up, Chagoat?
Of courage, and I'm steering my own mind. Let the neon lights guide me through this endless fight. I'll write my
What is up, all you
name
beautiful people?
before the break of night. They said stay in line, just do as you're told, but I was never made for
We're gonna
life so
build a
cold.
printer. Start building it anyway. What's up, D Mystic Cosplay?
Victory song. I'm ruling my own world, lighting up the sky, turning all the doubts into sparks that fly. I'm running with the thunder, I'll never back down. Crown on my head, I'm owning this town. I'm ruling my own world.
Oh, yeah.
Driving fences, soaring guitars so loud. Oh, the fire's alive, can you feel it?
Project
inside?
DuEnder
Like a tidal
begins.
wave rising, can't stop.
Part 1 tonight, right now.
No more looking
Let's
back,
go.
no more holding tight. I'm stepping into the day. I'm taking the night.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm ruling my own world.
Let's just get rid of it. Oh, my gosh. What's up, everybody? So, we are going to start building the Project DuEnder tonight. The first one out of 3. 2 of them will be built on stream. So, how's everybody doing? I'm just having a good time. Whoa, I got to move this over somehow. That got moved, and oh, there we go. Now I can see chat properly. Oh, Lord. So I keep telling people, yep. Things are going to happen on this day, and this day, and this day. And then they go, well, when are you going to do it? I just told you when I was going to do it. Stand by, everybody. I need to share the YouTube side live out because I forgot to. Make sure to do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff. Natalia, welcome. How are you today? All right, give me just a momento. And where's the... Okay, we're going to go over here. And just quick short there, and post it there, and then post it over here, and post it over here, and post it over here. Wait, ooh. Okay, there we are. Post that over there, and post it over here. And post it over here. And post it over here. Yeah, we're going to spam the snot out of it. What's up, Alaskan? How you doing? How you doing? Yep. All right, cool. That's good enough. We posted like 14 discords, so good enough. Jerry the Platypus, what's going on, my friend? How are you? How is everybody? So let's see. Let's see. Does this camera work? It does. Oh, look at that. Hey, look at that. We have. Hey, oh, well, it doesn't show me. There we go. So you guys get to see me and that. All right. So we gotta move this camera right over here. So we have Project DuEnder, which is a 3D printer that you convert from a bed slinger to a Core XY using count them, two normal old Ender 3s. I'm doing well, my friend, doing well. And we're going to go ahead and start building that today. So let me go back here before we start on that and show you what we've got going on here. So let's go to that screen. And that screen's not working. Okay, that's awesome. So this is this is all the pieces, parts, and little bits that we will be assembling over the next coming 3 or 4 streams. And this creates the Core XY DuEnder. Today we will be doing, let's see, close that, close that, close that, close that, close that. And this is what we'll be putting together today, for the most part. Hey, what's a Daxium? What's happening, my friend? What's happening? So yeah, we've got the DuEnder project, and this is going to be a fun build. And throughout, there's not really a lot of instructions, right? You have to be able to actually understand how to read, engineering type documents. But the creator did organize everything into specific categories. So like the 2040 left front profile. Okay, that's sitting right there. Then we have a 4040 and another 4040 and another 2040. And it's all made up of 2040s, and we've got all that laid out, except for this one in the back, which I believe is the 2020 bar. Yes. You finally got delivery of your Marvel cards that you ordered? That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, dang it, this hurts. I've got a crick in my neck still. It's driving me insane. But so why isn't that working? Let's go back over to this screen and no, that screen. That's the one we want. Right there. So here, if you guys can't see, here is the printed parts. A whole host of printed parts right here for this project that was printed on the brand new Anycubic Cobra S1. And it was done with a mixture of ASA and ABS Plus. So these are, I mean, the quality is phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. To put this together, we need extrusion L brackets and some T-nuts and some screws. So it's not that big of a deal to put together, thankfully. So question I got for you guys, what's everybody else doing? What are you guys making? What is your guys' passion? So that is my question to you. Let's see. Yeah, these have to slide in because of the way the profile on these things are made. Come on, get in there, son. There we are. Then we just take a bracket. Oh, it only requires 1 screw. Okay. I thought I ordered the set that it required 2, but it doesn't. Tressa, big passion of yours is blessing to others. Well, thank you. That is awesome. Kindness is one of my big passions. Daxian plays the drums. I'm not very good. I used to play guitar and piano, and I was good at guitar, not very good at piano. Your passion is going firefighting each year. Alaskan, are you a hotshot? If you are, I need to say a big thank you to you because that is a hell of a job. Did I even put that in the right extrusion? Oops. No, I didn't. You gonna be leaving today? Go fight fires in a couple days? That's awesome. That takes a lot of guts. I tell you what. I have a good friend here in Colorado. Her and her husband do that, and they have been to every fire in the last probably couple of years between Colorado, Wyoming, and California. You'd like to be one day? Yeah, you know what? That, like I said, you know, even just volunteer work, that takes a lot of guts because there's a lot of people that, you know, don't come back from stuff like that. I put the T knot on upside down. Turn this so you guys can see me a little bit better. What are we doing? We are building a 3D printer out of two old enders called the DuEnder project. And right now I'm just trying to get, there we go. Come on. I'm trying to get this T nut in here. Oh, for the love of God, there we are. Let's tighten that down just a tad. Okay. Now let's loosen it up so it doesn't fall out. There we go. All right, so that's about right height there. You fought a fire once in Colorado back in 2019. What was that? The gorge fire? That was a big one. See, you got me there, Daxium. I don't have a muscle car anymore. I used to love my cars, but I don't have any anymore. And I stopped riding motorcycles a long time ago. And I had the opportunity to buy a really nice bike recently, but two of my best friends died recently on a bike accident about 2 years ago. And I'm just, I'll be honest, I'm kind of chicken at this point. You know, I've lost so many people over the last number of years that I'm like, you know, would this be selfish of me? You know what I mean? Ah, my laugh is contagious. My laugh is annoying, according to my wife. So this goes together like this, guys. So you got, well, the camera's not even showing it. It's black. But we have four posts that we're going to be putting together as well as the top today. So we're going to get, now the question I've got is I got to look. Okay, so it does take double brackets on these end pieces. So we will do double brackets. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. I get it. And I mean, a lot of people don't realize it, but we actually have, just as many fires as most of the rest of the country here in Colorado each year. I mean, last year we had, I think it was 35 different fires. You know, it was just as bad as California, just California got more publicity. I mean, that's what happens when it's super, super dry out. All right. So, what we're going to do, we're going to put those in there and take this. And we're going to do this. That way it's just a little bit easier to put together. Shaheri, is it Shadheri Gaming? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. And see, Mako, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Um, Ainge as well. Welcome. K Laws, welcome, welcome. Sorry if I'm missing anybody, but I had a motorcycle accident. I dumped my Honda Goldwing in what was it, 93, doing a fair rate of speed, and I didn't get injured whatsoever. And that's what I wanted to do. I just got my ass up, repaired the bike and got back on it. That was until my girlfriend at the time decided that I didn't need to be riding motorcycles. Oh, that pad is in the way. Ooh, that one's interesting. It won't turn. You busted your wrist and your opposite knee. Wow. I bet you. Yeah, that would suck. I will say that would suck indeed. This thing's acting like it's cross-threaded, but it's not, because the first three or four threads went in just fine. I need I need like better, longer wrenches, because that little thing was annoying. Brad Stanton, welcome. Nature's Loctite, exactly. Cross-threading. How's everybody doing? All right, we got that. We got those tightened up. Well, at least that one. God dang, my hands are absolutely killing me today too. So, I mean, putting this together is not that big of a deal, honestly. It just takes a little bit of time and patience. What's going to be fun is going, Drago, what's happening, my guy? Is going from, you know, just the mechanical workings to the electronics. That's going to be the fun part. Guys, Drago is one of my OG PUBG friends. That comes and says hi about once every moon. Nah, I love you, brother. You have to drill on it much. There is a few things that need to be drilled out, but I have a tap and die set for metric, and the proper drill bits, so that's not going to be much of a big thing. The whole purpose of this is taking two, you know, basically dead enders and creating a Core XY printer. And to me, that is the most exciting thing in the world because I have a lot of enders. I absolutely did. As a matter of fact, check them out. Here we go, right there. Drill guides. And they're printed at 80% infill. So I absolutely printed some heavy duty drill guides because I knew what was coming. I went through the document, to build this thing like 4 times. I was like, all right, so what do I got to do this right? You learn the hard way building your NG. So tell me about the NG. I mean, I know a lot of guys are like, why are you building a DuEnder instead of an NG? And I said, because I have a lot of printers that I just want to do something fun with that nobody's doing on stream. There's a lot of guys that are doing the NG projects. And I will probably be the very first to do a Ender 3 Max Neo do a project. There's been a couple of guys that have done CR10s, but nobody's done a Max Neo. And I have 2 Max Neos right now that I paid $68 a piece for. I just like the fact that it recycles like 80% of the existing parts. Now that was the big attraction to me is I don't have to buy a lot. I had to spend for this one printer, I had to spend $40 on parts. I know with the NG, there's a substantial amount more that you have to, you have to purchase. I think I compared the two purchase guides, and I was like, OMG, that's a vast difference. I'm just, I'm wanting to do projects that not a lot of people are doing. It's like the Happy Turtle Lettuce Feeder. I've got the parts to build 2 of those, and I actually have all the printed parts done for 1. But I'm actually putting aside that project right now to build a Pico MMU because nobody is building the Pico MMU, at least not on stream. And I'm like, I want to do stuff that people aren't doing, you know. I don't care what the analytics or anything like that says. It's just I want to be a little bit more original. Okay. Well, we got those 2 on. Oh, hey, that's why it was a little tough to tighten up. It got caught in the tablecloth. You haven't seen the Pico MMU? Here, let's see. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, let's. Why does this not want to go to my live? It will be a sick machine. It will be, definitely. So here, the Pico MMU. This little guy right here uses a single extruder with 2 gears and basically a cam system to do a 4-color change. And it's so few parts. I mean, this is your build, here. So you got a NEMA 17, you need a servo, big deal, a D shaft, no problem, some MR 115 and MR 83 bearings, cheap. I calculated this whole thing out. If you didn't have anything for this, you could build this for under $100. But being as I have almost everything except for the only thing I'm short on right now is, and this is the dumbest thing ever, is D shaft, 5mm D shafts. What is it with it? You can't get them anywhere. I had to order some off of AliExpress. I'm like, damn it. I mean, got all the screws and everything else needed. I've got collets. I got PTFE tube. I got the drive gears, because I just pull them off old motors. Happy hate run it? I don't know. Let's see. You need a free-stepper driver on your main board, or you put a second board in. I'm going to be. I've got a number of the old Ender boards that I'm just going to use to control it, because I want actually some other stuff to control on the printers that I put it on, because I may run 2 of them. But yeah, look at your build. 1, 2, 3 plates worth of parts, and calculated hours is 5 hours to print all the parts. What's up, living life? How you doing? You build your your hub, and you can use other hubs. That's one of the cool things about this thing. They have instructions on how to use it with an orbiter too. There it is, fully put together. And that guy's only running 3-color. And that's the cool thing, is you can modify this thing. And I mean, I have a literal shelf of stepper motors that I can use for this thing. So yeah, I mean, and it's got really, really good instructions. So I'm just like, okay. I got a ton of old belts. Tired and in need of TV shows and movie recommendations. God, I don't even know anymore. We've been rewatching Firefly because my wife has never seen it. But yeah, I'm going to be building a couple of these. I've got so many micro switches to make, run out sensors and everything. I've actually never used a spider board. So you get a hobby servo, your filament sensor, and your NEMA 17 motor. That's about it. I mean, you can go nuts with it, and do it other ways. But, doing it the easy way, why not? But I'm going to be, after I do the build on this particular machine, and before we start on the Ender 3 Max Neo Duo project, I will be doing one of these so I can put it on it. You built the 3MS? Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And there's a couple others out there that are just, I find them absolutely amazing and very, very easy to build. So, Lord Almighty. So let's do this. Let's reinstall the top because I didn't do that on these. And yeah, I always forget how those go. Yeah, a pack of 50 of these corner brackets and the hardware to go with them is like 20 bucks on Amazon. You can get it for like $11 on AliExpress, but I just didn't want to wait the 3 weeks it's taking for AliExpress to ship anything right now. If I ever consider upgrading printers, please reach out. I'm always considering upgrading printers. Oh, you did the hummingbird extruder? You know what? I actually I bookmarked the hummingbird and I have not actually taken a look at it. I want to though. But both of these machines will be running Dragon burners. I just got to get the parts for it ordered. Oh wow! Oh wow! And again, I put it in upside down. Shaggy, what's happening? So, as I've said in the past, the third duo, I'm going to build and do a giveaway. I will give the printer away, but it needs to be built first, and I'm trying to get some sponsors to cover some of the parts for that. Now, the cool thing is when we do the, uh, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. When we do the Ender 3 Max Neo, yep, Dragon can have an integrated cutter. Yes, absolutely. Um, Jason over at LDO Motors was nice enough to send to me these. These NEMA 17. These are the LDO 42 TH40s, and they are so much bigger and faster than the stock Ender motors. So that'll be fun. We're going to be using the stock Ender motors on this one temporarily. I will buy a set of new motors because I want this to be able to do 200 millimeters to 300 millimeters per second squared or cubed. Sorry. And I had a comment from a gentleman the other day on one of the videos, that asked what the dimensions of this will be, and I didn't know which dimensions he was referring to. The actual full product dimensions or the bed size. I mean, it's a 235 bed size, so it's the same as all the other standard Enders out there, and actually, well, frankly, most of the other printers on the planet. Okay, so I'm trying to get this nut started here, and this thing is binding immediately. What in the heck? Okay, so I actually may have been cross-threading a couple of those. That one went in just fine. I'm not sure. All right. Well, let's get those straightened out a bit. It's harder to do it this way than just sliding them in initially because they always want to turn when you put them in. There we go. But you know, it is absolutely a pleasure to have all you just sitting here chilling with me tonight. Well, it's afternoon for me, but night for some. Now, I will need to go through and square this thing up once it's built, obviously. And we might even get past the part where we build the frame, but I wanted to set expectations properly because I didn't know exactly how far we would get tonight. Well, that doesn't work very well. I've still got a cap on this one. There we go. Oh, ow. And you got to be careful with this playing with this 2020 this extrusion, guys. This stuff, you're not brave enough to build with an audience. Why not? I mean, the worst thing you can do is screw up, and people laugh at you. And I'm already used to people laughing at me, so let's get some more put together. What's up, Heidi? Hey. Yeah, wifey went to go pick up the boys from work since they both got off at the same time, which is a nice thing for once. And then she informs me that she's got to go get feed for the animals. And I'm like, oh God, there goes the bank account. Has anybody else got that problem with animals? They just cost so dang much money. I love my dogs. I honestly do. But it's like sometimes I kind of wonder why, dog food's so damned expensive because it ain't made a horse anymore. Maybe that's the problem. Instead, we're just going to let all the animals that pass away of natural causes go to waste, you know, in a landfill because a bunch of people decided that they didn't like that they were being fed to dogs. I know that's a touchy subject, and that's my own opinion on it. Take it as you will. Get in there. Get in your home. Go home. There we go. It didn't want to go home, chat. Bam, bam. And one of these days, I'll actually be able to get a filament sponsor, so I'll be able to go, hey guys, giveaway tonight. Get in for the drawing. There's no giveaway, so. Not sure why I put one on the top. That didn't make a lot of sense. And this one shouldn't be tightened on the bottom either. This is what happens when I stop paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. Uh-oh. So I was in a Discord the other night with some friends, and we're sitting there chatting about old TV shows and stuff like that. And TV jingles. And somebody brought up, "Where's the beef?" I kind of miss that old stuff. So this is going to go, yeah. So it's going to be outside of here. Oh, come on. Be nice and go home. There we are. It went home. Perfect. Well, Heidi, I'm still doing maker streams twice a week. I just haven't had much content in the last 2 weeks to do anything while everything was on order. So, yeah. And I've been doing my gaming streams every single morning. Every morning. But thank you. It's good to know that I was missed. Guys, we almost have a full 4 corners of this thing built. And we've been talking for 40 minutes. But we're going to take our time on this build, by the way. It's not going to be anything that's rushed. I mean, I do want to have progress on it on a frequent basis, but you know, talking to you guys is just as important as building. Just saying. Why is the camera not facing me? So we almost have a box. Project done. We have a box. Hey, Mythical, welcome back. Okay. Oh no. All right. Let's get her done. Let's just throw a couple T-nuts in here. Might as well pre-install them over here as well. Don't fall off desk. Don't squeeze the Charmin. Ow, I've fallen and I can't get up. One of the old kooks around here, not kooks, I shouldn't say that word, one of the old folks around here where I live said that it was their grandmother that was actually that lady. And I was like, no. They're like, yeah. I'm like, no. But where's the beef that is? Because I thought that lady was from Pittsburgh or something. But truthfully, it would not surprise me because beef is the beef and corn are the two biggest industries where I live. Dale Mac 3D, what's up, my friend? How you doing? How you doing? We are just putting the frame together for this DuEnder. Hope you've had a most wonderful day yourself. I know GTR Dad said he was wanted to be here tonight too, but I think he's a little bit running behind or something. Oh, you're all right, Heidi. Don't worry about it. I have been so focused on trying to, come up with content and stuff like that that I'll be honest, I'm not ignoring anything. I just haven't had time. Besides the fact that my doctors again screwed up and didn't refill my Lyrica for over a week and a half. So I have felt like absolute crap. And that just really irritates me that they keep doing that. I mean, it's irritated me to the point where I'm switching doctors yet again. And I like my doctor, but if you can't do your job, you know, what am I supposed to, do as the patient? And of course, they're going to blame it on a nurse, and I'm like, I don't care whose fault it is. Fact is I was without my medication for a week and a half, and that medication has really bad side effects. Not side effects, but uh, withdrawal symptoms. Get over there. All right, perfect. Let's just snug those down just a tad so they don't go flying. Been there with the doctors. Yeah, I know. It's like, I think doctors have just given up actually, trying to help people. Is it funny that I think that this looks far smaller than an actual ender? Which would make a lot of sense because I always thought that the enders were kind of bloated to begin with. Yeah, well, the doctor thing, I'm just, I don't know where I'm going to go at this point. I guess I'm going to end up having to go back to the local hospital here, which really does suck because they're awful. But at least I got my meds on time. That's, the biggest thing, even though they didn't try to actually help me. Here's a story for you guys. The last doctor I had here in town, he literally goes, "Well, I think it's time for you to go find another doctor because I think we're at my wits' end." Still using your Ender? I've still got. Well, right now I'm printing parts for this one on the Ender 3, one of the Ender 3 Maxes, and the other one's been printing Flexi Silk Dragons for days. So they're still good printers, and this thing is not square by any means. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get some a square out. Holy crap! That's visually not square. That's how bad it is. No, no, no! Don't you start that. This thing automatically wants to start cross-threading there. There we go. Your union bought a clinic specifically to serve your members because of the local selections. I mean, that's a good union. I don't really believe in unions that much, but that's a good union if they're willing to do that for you. Well, I'll tell you what, that is strong. It's not square, but it's strong. So we got the four corners put together. Let's take a look at what the next part is, guys. Do 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 do. All right, so we have the two uppers, and then we have a back cross brace. So these attach from the underside. Okay. We will get her done. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Do, 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 do. So from the looks of this, oh, no, I had it right the first time. Goes like that. And it goes on the outer side. So we take these two cross members here. Let's set that aside for the moment. Let's get everything all secured up first. Oh dear. So yeah, I missed the T nut on that completely. There we go. How you been, Dale? It's been a minute. But yeah, guys, we had a really good time at Rocky Mountain. Um, I am still trying to go through footage to find out what I can create content of because the audio of that camera is so bad. It's all going to have music and voiceover, which is sad because I actually had some really good interviews. So I know next year I'm going to have to bring better equipment. But next year, so here's the idea for next year. Tell me what you guys think about this. A creators collab booth where you don't have to stay in the booth, but it's a booth where you can show off some of the stuff you do, and everybody can be together in one area. That way when people aren't harassing you, we got people to talk to as well, so it's a good thing. But you know, and have a live stream set up to where it's broadcasting to all of our content channels all at the same time. You've been busy. Your mom moved to a new place. So I was working on that. Nice, nice, nice. It was good to see you in some of the other maker streams today. I was like, oh God, that's Dale. I haven't seen you in like a hot minute. What do you guys think about that? I mean, it needs a little bit more refining, but I'm like, because there's a lot of creators that can afford to go, but they can't afford to actually sponsor an entire booth. Oh my God, that's expensive. But if we, if a couple of us got together and fronted the expenses, and we put together a mobile live stream setup, which I'm more than happy to do. I'll bring a PC and you know all sorts of gadgets and soundboard and whatever, microphones, what have you. So okay, it's got to be square on the front, right? Let me go look. Well, this is interesting. It shows that it's square throughout, but it's not. This only reaches halfway. It only reaches to, a 2020 level, not 2040. Let me show you guys what you guys can't see this. Let me turn this around so you guys can see. You see that? The edges here? And if we go look at the actual file, let me orbit this thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get your butt over there. Let me move this so you guys can see it. Or not. This thing is not cooperating at all. Oh, I think I did put it on the wrong ones. Let's see. Let's go here. Live scene. So you guys see this right here. There we go. It's flush. So somewhere, somehow. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I know what I did. I put it on the wrong one. We're good. We're good. Do 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 do. I mean, I'd hope that something because all of the creators there, they all had their own booths, and you know, I'm just like, okay, so if we set something up to where everybody, you know, and we didn't have to, sit like stupidly close together or anything like that, but just to the point to where, you know, cables would reach for the most part. Ah, perfect. Perfecto. Like create. Maybe I need to talk to Justin and the guy that sets up Rocky Mountain, and see if we can, just make a content creators corner or something like that, and then just get with everybody going, hey, this is what I've got going on. You guys in? Those that are in are, and those that aren't. Not a big deal. Because I know there's going to be some big guys out there. That's the whole purpose. Is my idea here is for the smaller guys to be able to combine resources. All right, one side and the other side. Spoon. Well, it's not really a connector of a step. It was just me being stupid. I tend to do that a lot. But all the parts that were printed, parts were printed on the Anycubic S1, the Cobra S1, which is a phenomenal printer. And I do have the Ace Pro for it, so I can do multicolor. And I've already started making maker chips, y'all. I think my wife stole it. I'm not sure. Oh no, it's up on the maker chip wall. But I do have one my prototype made, and I was like, oh my god, that is sick. And now I need to order the hologram PEI sheet so I can do a uh, smooth back, nice glossy smooth back of it. Come on, there we are. And like I said, everybody, we're going to be taking this whole build in steps so that, well, one, I can create an actual video out of it. And create some shorts and all that good stuff. Did I find a good ASA profile for the S1? Yep, sure did. I used the Orca Slicer profile straight off of Polymaker's website. Actually, I think it was buried in one of the blogs on their website somewhere. And the interesting part was is I'm not using Polymaker's ASA right now. I really wish I was. I mean, I have a couple spools, but um, they I was having an issue with a few things. So, oh, it's definitely a hidden gem. This thing, oof. Tell you what, I am so impressed with this printer that I told my wife I want to buy like 2 more. Once I can start making a bit more money on the Etsy store, I really want, to buy more of those because one, the setup was not as easy as it was made out to be. I will be perfectly upfront and honest with that. Having to do multiple firmware updates, all that stuff but after you got it set up, I threw in 4 rolls of PLA and I had that puppy printing in no time. And every single print is absolutely gorgeous. Man, that is one rigid frame. And then we take a piece of 2020. It doesn't go there, does it? Nope, it does not. That is a funny place to put this. It goes right here. Okay. But yeah, I am absolutely just enamored with the Cobra S1. For the price point, to me, it beats anything Bamboo has on the market. Other than the fact that I don't like having to use their, unless I take and put it in land mode, obviously, but I don't like having to use their slicer. But that's a big beef of mine because everybody has their own slicer and nobody does it correctly. And they all remove features, which drives me insane. Except for just don't build a slicer. Just give Orca a profile. That's all you need to do. Just give Orca a profile and say, here, we built a new printer. And that's the dumb part is a lot of these companies are actually sponsoring Orca, but they're not, shipping with Orca. They're shipping with their own slicer. I just don't understand that. Yep. Skip the updates until people quit complaining about the update and then do 3 updates to fix the update. Exactly. Oh, heck, I'd put this thing up against a Carbon, man. An X1? Any day. My Flash Forge goes up against a P1P. My $259 Flash Forge printer will blow a P1P out of the water, especially since it's been clipperized. Full clipper, baby. X Forge is wonderful. What's up, Martin the Shrimp Father? How you doing? All right, so this is a weird setup, by the way, but we're doing it to specification. Oh, God, this is going to hurt. I actually have to get up. Ow. Oh, get in there, you bum. Hey. You know what? I'll tell you what I do miss, chat. I miss the old-fashioned Cartoon Network. I know there's places where you can go watch some of the old stuff, but I just miss the old Cartoon Network. Because now everybody wants to watch this anime stuff, and I'm not too up on anime.
What? Did we
Oh,
just become
my
best
lord.
friends? Yup.
Dark 567, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Resub, appreciate it. The frame looks sturdy. It is stupidly sturdy. Stupidly sturdy. It is amazingly sturdy. Yeah. Um. So we've got the frame built. Criminy. So that is a good thing right there. What else can we do? What can we put together before, we have to do a bunch of other stuff? Let's go take a look at the document real quick. El Cabong. All right, let me. Yeah, this thing is not working at all. What is going on? What the heck? That is so interesting. All right, we're going to turn me off for a minute. So, this is the build right here, guys. We just got done with the full frame construction. So let's see here. We could technically, we could start putting together the z-axis because I do have everything for that. Hmm. I'm gonna get irritated in a minute. I just noticed something. You guys see this? Hold on, let me add the fasteners in. Yes, it's T-nuts. God dang it. So I should have.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Mythical, thank you so much for gifting that tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. So I'm going to have to either find drop-in T-nuts. I might be able to use some of the exist. No, I don't. I've got that upside down, so that's not going to work. Hmm. Because the T-nuts that I have currently are slide-in, not drop-ins. And this is going to take 4 drop-in T-nuts. No, 3. 3 drop-in T-nuts right there on each side. And then 1 on the top. That's frustrating. Huh. But, I mean, what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll do a video of building the gantries for the z-axis. And then we will put those on next stream. But that's unfortunate. Like I said, with projects like this that don't have, detailed instructions, these are the things you run into, and you just got to be prepared. It's not a big deal. Now, here's an interesting thing. If you guys notice this, that's a solid bed mount. That is a solid bed mount. There's no spring in here. I'm wondering if I would keep it that way. There's no spring or silicone in there. I might actually do a silicone. I don't know. But, so I have exactly 3 pieces of 2020 extrusion left from this. So that's actually pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Let me do this. Let me show you guys. Let's see, where are we? So let me back this up. No, 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 no. Other one. Okay, here we go. So these are some of the add-on parts. We're going to be doing a full skirt on the bottom with legs. I'm printing these on the Flash Forge right now, the actual feet. These 2 pieces are being printed on the Ender 3 Max Neo, and then the rest of it will be printed in time. As well as I'm going to have to design my own electronics case because nothing that I want to use, there's an electronics case for. So eventually, both of these printers will be using Manta 8s, just for the expandability, just to get it done. But but yeah, we got the first piece of it done, everybody. But that way, if I build my own electronics case, then the power supply and everything's not sitting on the side. It's sitting underneath the printer where it's supposed to go. You know, underneath. So we got done with that way faster than I expected. I figured this would take a little bit longer because I was being slow about it and everything. Just trying to be slow pokey. There are some pieces I suppose we can put on. Let me dig into the box of goodies here. And what I did is I actually printed each axis in a different color. The parts for each axis of this. So I suppose we could actually put together the gantries while we're on, we're doing this. Look at what? What are you talking about, Heidi? I'm not looking good. I'm off the camera at the moment. So let's see. What do we got? There's this one and this one. All right. Let's see what we got here, guys. Okay, now we're going to put me back on camera. Boop. And then we will switch to this camera. Oh, yeah. I got you. I got you. So, what we've got here is parts for, and now you guys can't see that because this camera isn't raised up enough. Oh, there we go. Ow. Ugh. So now we've got, let's see. Let me turn the dock. Would you just stop this dang thing? I don't want to orbit. I just want to turn it this way. Thank you. All right, so these go right onto the ends right here. These pieces right here. So it'll look, we're looking at this one. This one goes to this one sits on this side right here. And of course the camera's crap, so you guys can't see it. Kemalardox. Kemalardox. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm not sure. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. So we'll go ahead and shove these on. Why not? Yeah, all the parts were printed on for this were printed on the Cobra S1, and I am so impressed with the print quality. It looks like it was injection molded, honestly. Everything looks like it was injection molded. I mean, there was very little to no cleanup that I had to do on these, and I was super, super happy about that. Dimensionally, these things are perfect. So Oh, I don't need the. That's got to be drilled and tapped for an M3. That's got to be tapped for. I don't. Yeah, it's gonna have to be tapped. Luckily, I got a tap set, guys, and a brand new one at that, so nothing is broken. Because all my other taps were just shot. So we will open this puppy up. Well, I'm going to definitely print a new case for this because they did not make it easy to get this out. Holy smokes. All right, so um, 5, right? Yep, sure is. Yeah, you just run the calibrations. The S1 does the rest. Absolutely. That thing is just amazing. So these things are not tapped by default. So we are going to have to tap them. Luckily, I don't have to drill them. Wish I had an air compressor in here. That way I could blow this out. That would make life a whole lot easier. Perfect. And thank God it's aluminum and not steel. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah. Probably get my other handle out. This handle sucks. It keeps slipping. But it's all right. Thank you for being a new subscriber. I appreciate you. So this is a solid mount, which is nice. I like that. And I just put the wrong piece on the wrong side. See, this is me not paying attention, y'all. I was like, wait a minute. This isn't right. Add oil. I don't need oil. It's aluminum, not steel. And it's really lightweight aluminum, too. I mean, this stuff is not like aircraft grade. I don't care what anybody says. I know what aircraft grade aluminum is. This is not it. Oh, yeah. You dirty rat. It's times like this where I actually wish I had a bench press. Or a drill press, sorry. That way you just throw the extrusion in there, line it up, and off it goes to do its beautiful, beautiful little thing. Yeah, I used to do that too until I started screwing up threads. Chuck it in a drill, just get her done. But I ruined something a long time ago, and it just reminds me just to just take it easy. And if you're wondering, I ruined the rotary engine on my Mazda RX-3 station wagon. Completely ruined it. Because it's aluminum, and yeah, that was a very miserable time. Um, but it did get me to learn how to TIG weld. My stepdad was like, "We ain't taking out nobody to fix it. You're gonna have to fix it yourself." So, yep, I already knew how to stick weld and MIG weld, but then I had to learn how to TIG weld. And then I had to go buy a TIG welder before we did that because my stepdad never had the need for a TIG welder. Actually, Brad, no, what we were doing, we were taking that little engine that could and making it into a much bigger engine that could. We added another rotary section, and I was tapping a mount for the new intake system that I was putting on it. And I drilled straight through with a tap of all things, right through the cylinder. Yep, learning experience, what not to do. That little Mazda RX-3 was probably one of my favorite cars in the world, and I'd love to find another one. All right, guys. There's the front. What do you think? It's bright green, so it's really hard to see. Yeah, so I actually made the fastest RX-3 station wagon in the entire state of Colorado because I like doing dumb things. Did that when I was 16 years old. The car was actually given to me by my step grandfather, and I drove it all the way up from Amarillo, Texas, and it was a piece of crap. From Amarillo, Texas to Fort Morgan, Colorado, where I used to live. And then I spent 6 months, and my stepdad, Danny, goes, you can add another cylinder to that thing pretty easy. And adding the cylinder was easy. All we had to do is find a new crank, that would, and do it the right way, and it was good until I'm like, okay, I need to, the the intake manifold on that thing, I had to add a mount onto it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just tap and die this port right here that was, a sealed port, and nope, went right through the cylinder. So I had to tear the entire engine down, fix it myself, and then um, that little car that was, what was it, 80 horsepower or something like that when it was from the factory. I can't remember. We had it dynoed up in Denver at 345 horsepower when I was done with it. So it also had nitrous on a station wagon. Um, have you guys ever seen an RX-3 station wagon? I'll show you. Stand by. It is. Oh God, there's the 74. It's right there. It's on eBay. 85 horsepower. Yes. Oh no, this one's not. Yeah, it was from eBay. Okay. Let's see. Let me show you guys this. Yeah, 85 horsepower. Yeah. Um, Mine was not this color. It was more of a mauve white, which was sinfully gross and ugly. And it also had the roof rack. But I've wanted another one because I saw an RX-3 station wagon take on a modern RX-7 and win because they're lighter. Hello, my friend. Is that Asia? Is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome. Who am I? I am Captain. I'm Captain Kern. But yeah, this was my very first car. It was a 74 Mazda RX-3. Yep, there's the little rotary in it. Yeah, we added the third cylinder onto it, and off she went. Yeah, God, that was such an easy car to work on, too. But God, they were sinfully ugly. But I do want another one. So I really, really do. They're about the same age. I'm 48. Oh, but yeah. So that's how I learned not to do uh, tapping bolt holes with a drill because I was miserable after that. Ah, yeah. What else can we put on this thing tonight? You're a few years older? Ah, well, you know what? Same generation, pretty much. I bet you. The buy it now price on these things is $45,000. I should have kept mine. Holy crap! And I know in Japan, these things are a huge, huge thing to this day. Yeah, I should have kept that car, man. Yeah, anything with a wankle is big bucks. Yeah, that's the bad part. Anything is expensive as sin. Oh yeah. I was raised by an old Texan, so I tend to age myself a little bit more. It's like somewhere around the 50, 54 years of age because, you had to grow up real fast with that son of a bitch. That old SOB, he was already in his 50s when my mom married him, and she was 30. There was 20 years difference. So, let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, JPP's got an RX-7, and I would really like to talk him out of it, but I know that's not going to happen. What's up, Havoc? No, I want an RX-3. I want my station wagon back. Everybody thinks I'm nuts because it's a station wagon. Yeah, well, so it was a Nomad, and I want my. I had a Nomad, by the way. I had a Nomad, and it was sitting in Oklahoma, and I never got to go get that stupid thing. Let's see. This goes on the back. How does this go on the back? Meow, meow. So, yeah, they were cool, and I actually got the idea years ago from watching Tim Allen. Believe it or not, when he brought that Nomad out on Home Improvement and they crushed it, I cried because that was a beautiful car, and they actually crushed a Nomad. You guys, he admitted to it. They crushed the Nomad. I'm like, you are an ass. Why would you do that to such a beautiful vehicle? Granted, it was a show car. Not it was not a show. It was for the TV show, I should say. Not his actual vehicle, but so this goes on this rail here. Motor sits inside. So it sits like that. So before I put these on, I actually have to put the motor in. Holy cow. Yeah, well, it's the same theory as the Dukes of Hazard. You know, how many of those cars did they ruin? It was in the hundreds, wasn't it? So this doesn't line up for some reason. Oh, it's probably because this isn't totally square. Almost 1,000, exactly. Yeah, you're sitting here going, do you know how much money those things are worth? But no, TV producers don't care. I mean, they recently wrecked a very rare Lamborghini, an actual one, because they couldn't replicate the damn thing on another movie set recently. I was like, that's a $3 million car. $3 million. And they wrecked it. Yeah, they were only on anything because of the show. Yep, pretty much. I love cars, if you guys can't tell, and I hate it when people just abuse the hell out of them, you know, for no cause. Let me quantify that. There's always a cause in abusing a vehicle. So in order for me to put these on, I actually have to put these Oh, well, Chad, I just found something out. I just found something out. I will show you here in just a minute what I do with it. So when I do they're made to be abused kind of havoc, kind of. Let me move this. So this piece is specifically engineered to use a Creality 4234 motor, just like that, right? And of course, the brightness sucks and you guys can't see anything. Hold on. Configure video. It's not going to let me configure the video. Okay. Anyway, these new motors, 4240s, are much larger. Now, they still may have clearance, but it's a lot tighter. Let's bring this up here to see. So this goes here. This goes here. Oh, that is as tight as you can possibly get it. There's 2 millimeters of space here. Holy cow. Yowzers. So I'll have to consider that when we're doing the build for the the big boy. And I didn't bring those screws out here, so I'll just slap a couple random screws that are on my desk in there for now. If I have enough. I'm gonna need to drill these out just a little bit because they're tight, very tight. So I can't put these on until I mount motors and everything properly. That kind of sucks. But that's all right. That's all right. Um, I'm just gonna look here, see if there's anything else we can do tonight before, you know, it's all said and done. Because we're not keeping the factory screen, we're not keeping the factory power supply or the electronics enclosure that they put on here. Um, I can't build the gantry yet. I mean, honestly, Chad, there's really not much to this entire build. I suppose we can put this down and actually put parts to the Z-axis together. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Those are all purple. And hopefully soon I will have a new table in here to use. Okay, that should be all of those. And let's grab this, and we actually have some disassembly to do because we had to take these roller wheels off. Ya da 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 dum da 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 dum da dum. There we go. Do 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 do. Checking for new messages. You guys haven't typed anything in a minute, so you're sitting back watching me make an ass out of myself, which I appreciate. You know, let me do my thing. And almost all the nuts and bolts get reused on the new project, by the way, which is it's kind of cool because you know this type of stuff does not happen in a lot of projects. Everything, a lot of people just replace stuff and toss. This project reuses just about everything. It's one of the things I really can't appreciate because when you're trying to do an upcycle type scenario, the less you buy, the better off you are. And anybody interested, I will throw the link to this to the actual project files on printables in in chat here in a minute. You are most welcome. Don't worry about it. I'm just giving people crap. I'm just joshing, just joking around. I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Whether you talk, whether you don't talk, it's fine. But yeah, I will throw the link to this particular project in the Discord. The gentleman that made it is a very nice person. And no, now my hands are all dirty. That's all right. Let me grab that real quick. Throw it in the chat. That way, you guys have access to it. And he also has a new mod for it as well, using linear rails, which is what I want to do on the larger project. So Sergey Ibris is the creator of this, and the engineering, he had a vision and he nailed it. I cannot fathom just the thought process of putting this together and going, this is what I want to do. Do 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 do. And see, on the larger printer, it's going to be a on the Ender the DuEnder Max Neo project. I'm actually going to be doing a quad Z on it instead of just a dual Z because it in fact has dual Z on both machines, so I'm going to use it. I just think that makes sense. Okay, so this, so the bed all has to go together in one specific way on this. So yeah, I don't have everything put together for this right now. So we will not be finishing that, but we can go ahead and put this stuff together, the little stuff. I actually need to open some boxes of screws that I've ordered that I didn't expect to need tonight. But like I said, guys, we are not in a big hurry for this project. I want to take it nice and slow and do it correctly so that, one, I can be proud of it and you guys can be proud of the work that I've done, as well as the creator, Sergey, can be proud of the work I'm doing as well, representing his project properly. That's one of the things I've noticed is there are some creators out there, and I'm not going to name names or anything, but there are some that I just go, what the hell are you thinking? You're making that, the person that made that look like crap. Okay, there we have it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're going to stick it with tonight because I'm hungry. I need food. It doesn't look like I need food, but I need food. Oh, gosh. There we go. You guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. Um, Next stream will be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Maker stream. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, everybody. If you guys want to keep up on the series and how we're doing with these builds, please, join me. I'm only doing 2 Maker streams a week right now, Saturday and Wednesdays. That way it gives me time to get things shipped in and, get things prepared, because you got to do some pre-printing a lot of the time. And printing takes time. So thank you so much. And I will see you again on the next one. Catch me every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for my gaming streams. So every morning, literally. Peace out, everybody.